The Border City's newest clothing store opened for business over the weekend. Old Navy held a grand opening for their new Lloydminster location. The store is located on 70th Avenue across from Walmart, opening just in time for the busy back-to-school shopping season. Old Navy carries clothing for all genders and ages with sizes as big as 4X.
I think Lloydminster really needed an Old Navy. We have a program called Everyday Magic, and so those are styles that we have in every one of our departments that are very low prices that customers can depend on every day.
The store's opening has been a long time coming, and staff are thrilled to finally be welcoming shoppers through the doors.
It feels like it took so long to get us up and running. It's been, for me, about 3 months, so I am really excited. We are finally open.
In addition to shopping in person, Old Navy offers shop online and pick up in-store or curbside pickup options. Our Sarah Baker spoke with the owner of Cheesery, Rhonda Headon, about the yoga at the Flower Garden event.
I'm proud to introduce to the program Rhonda Headon. Thank you so much for being here today to talk about the yoga in the Flower Garden.
Thanks for having me.
Why exactly is the Cheesery hosting this event?
As a gardener and farmer, I get really sore and tired throughout the summer. Summer's a busy time for farmers, I think, in general, and people in general, and they're outside doing outside events. And I know just for my own health that I benefit from stretching. And so I thought, what a great way to get some stretching in the summer by incorporating the yoga in. And it forces me to go and do it as opposed to just trying to do it on my own. So yeah, it was just really a selfish choice. So it's worked out really nice.
The first yoga session was on Monday, the 8th. How did that go?
It went great. The weather, it was perfect for the weather. Aside from the few bugs on my legs, I would probably wear pants next time. But yeah, it was really nice. The crowd, it's not too large of a crowd, so it's actually very nice to be able to hear the instructor, and yeah, it was perfect. It's nice to do yoga outside in the summertime for sure.
Who do you got going in to instruct the classes?
I've got Carrie from the Nest Project, and so she's been doing, I think, a few of these throughout the summer, it looks like, and yeah, it's been really wonderful to have her out.
Is this something you plan on bringing back maybe in a different month or next year?
Next year for sure. Whether we do it for a longer period of time remains to be seen, but I know people are busy in the summer. So it's nice just to be able to dedicate, a short amount of time to doing an event like this.
Was there a limited amount of spaces open to attend the yoga sessions?
We can pre-book, which is kind of nice, just so that way we do know, but it's also drop-in available because we do have lots of space out there. So yeah, it's quite open for that.
It is in the Flower Garden, and afterwards there's the flower you pick.
Yeah, we have the option, if you'd like, to do a flower you pick that we've been running throughout the summer, where you can go pick your own bouquet of flowers in the flower gardens. And so those ones do have to be pre-booked because they do only have a limited amount of tables and a limited amount of clippers. So this Monday is already booked up, but we do have the 22nd as well as other dates available throughout the week. But if you want to combine it with the yoga, the only one that's left is the 22nd for the you pick.
So bringing in the yoga, has it brought in some new customers to do the you pick?
For sure, yeah. There seems to always be new customers to do the you pick in general, but it's nice to be able to combine the two, so you can get two birds with one stone for sure. So yeah, it's been great for that.
How long is the yoga session and the you pick afterwards if you're going to take part in that?
The yoga itself is an hour, and so we get started at 7 o'clock for that. And the you pick runs from 8 till 9:30. So normally we would run a you pick from 7 to 9. So this is just a half hour shorter and a half an hour longer into the evening.
You answered all my questions today. Is there anything you would like to add?
We get a lot of questions about how long the U-Picks go for, and or if there's new dates, and new dates get added as the weather permits and the flowers permit. And we do run them until the frost in September. So as long as the flowers are still growing, just keep checking back to the Facebook page or Instagram links or the website for the link. And it's just a link that will always be updated with the most current dates on there.
Thank you again so much.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
It's time now for this week's Retrospect. Here's Blake Nath.
a showcase of sweet and savory. In 1992, Bonnyville hosts a buffet of Alberta-made products for the Canada-US Agriculture Accord.
Absolutely, everything's Alberta-made, from the wine to the rye to the vodka, the works. Alberta products are the best in the world.
This year's Canada-US Agriculture Accord meeting in Bonnyville turned out to be the perfect opportunity to show off Alberta-made products.
Bitter.
That's all I know. I've not seen this on the shelves. Have you? Look, Edmonton. Have you?
Half a glass right now?
Well, it's a good way to advertise. Thank you very much.
From the mix to the main course, all from Alberta and all donated to the event, even the world's best pierogies.
From Glendon, Alberta, the pierogi capital of the world. The best pierogies are made there, hand-pinched. You have to watch pierogies, because if they're not hand-pinched, that's the most important thing about a pierogi, the hand-pinched pierogi.
Coming from Louisiana, I think it's very good food, and maybe we can do some international trading for the seafood down our way, for some of your pierogies up this way.
Agriculture leaders from all over Canada and the United States attend the Accord, so the town of Bonnyville and Alberta-made products teamed up to show off our wares.
I don't think Albertans truly realize that the base of processing that we do have here. I think they think of wheat and other crops, canola, etc. But they don't realize we have mushroom growers, we have the pierogi maker who we heard earlier this evening, and we just have hundreds of various products that are representative. And I think the key thing is for us as an association to identify those products as being Alberta-made, and then consumers to get on the bandwagon and see it and say, that's an Alberta-made product, I'll purchase it, I'll give it a chance, because the quality is equal to anything else in Canada and the world.
Fresh, they were just cut up fresh this morning, and we're serving it with some ice cream. Again, it's made locally, and we felt that was, there you go. I don't really know the actual acreage, but around 10 acres of strawberries, and they're just right here in Alberta at the moment. They're between seasons. The spring season is ending, and the fall crop is just in the process of coming ripe. So these are not quite the largest that are on the market, but the best available right for today. This is elk. It was raised locally and donated by one of the local elk farmers. Unfortunately, they're not here to tell you everything about elk.
That looks like a nice piece there too.
Yeah. This is a locally raised wild boar. Originated from Germany. It was imported into Canada 3 years ago, and we've got a small farm just outside of Bonnyville.
So it's Alberta made.
You bet. We're happy to provide it.
How are people taking the wild boar?
Everyone's trying it.
So people have to realize that the food processors producing for $5.1 billion here in the province. And this is probably what the most people forget. They always think about oil and they think about grains, but the food processors is one of the biggest things, but is one of the well-kept secrets.
Judging by the size of the crowd and by how quickly everything vanished, it's safe to say that one of Alberta's best-kept secrets is now out and is a topic on everyone's plate.
And a debate as old as time between 10 dentists. Back in '97, we take a look back at developments in the field of dentistry.
It's a shopper's nightmare. With so many choices out there, consumers are left to make sense of a whirlwind of bristles, fancy handles, and bright colors. But dentists say as the toothbrush evolves, in most cases, simple is better. A soft toothbrush with a small head is your best bet.
The softer the better. And that's contrary to a lot of belief that you have to have a hard toothbrush or a medium toothbrush to clean your teeth. Actually, hard toothbrushes and medium toothbrushes really do more damage than they clean because they're very abrasive, and what they do is they actually saw nicks into your tooth.
Dentists also suggest a good fluoride toothpaste. Some of the other products out there can be harmful if they're used too often.
Generally, those toothpaste that claim to whiten and brighten are fairly abrasive, and we don't want to have the enamel damaged on your teeth by a constant use of an abrasive toothbrush. It's like taking a piece of sandpaper and brushing your teeth.
It's also very important to change your toothbrush every few months.
Usually we tell patients every 2 to 3 months you get a new toothbrush. Because after that, the bristles lose their ability to clean for you. And so even though you're brushing, you're not really removing the plaque and the debris.
Even brushing your tongue should become part of your daily hygiene.
So over time, debris, food, if you smoke, nicotine stains and so on, will collect down in these little fingers. And that can cause you to have bad breath or not be able to taste your food very well.
And that's all for this week in retrospect.
Retrospect this week is brought to you by Webb's Ford. Worth your while to drive the extra mile. Webb's Ford in Vermilion.
It was exactly 2 weeks ago that the Lakeland Rustlers men's soccer club kicked off training camp before their upcoming season. Now the women's club have kicked off theirs and will have a new voice on the pitch this year. I have more on that story. Day number 1 of training camp kicked off for the Lakeland Rustlers women's soccer club. And with a new season set to begin next month, comes with a new coaching staff. One of those is Wendy Wagner, who will be the head coach this year for the Green and White, making her the first female coach in team history.
I'm giving these girls 110% and I wouldn't have it any other way. I expect that in return from them, but I'm super excited to work with them and be a part of their season and their academic year and having them a part of our community as well.
Wendy isn't the only new voice on the women's soccer club. Her son Zach, who spent the last 5 seasons as a goalkeeper for the men's club, will transition into the goalkeeper coach for both the men's and women's club. It's a family affair to say the least, and it's something that the players appreciate.
She's amazing. She's like so organized. She's always getting us ready for things. And yeah, just having a girl on the side will really help because she'll kind of understand all of the girl things and just help us get through certain situations as a team.
I think she understands like emotionally, physically, like what we need more than a male coach would. So it's nice, but then it's also nice to have Kevin there as well. He balances it out with like our training. So
the Rustlers will play a couple of exhibition games here in the Border City and in Cold Lake before they come back here again on September 17th when they play their first home game against the Naydukes. Adil Ahmed, Primetime, Local Sports.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Laura Witch with Home Hardware Lloydminster. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Laura.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, we made it all year round now, and we're back to it. We have made it to the second Grow a Row initiative for the Home Hardware and for the Olive Tree. So I kind of just wanted to be able to speak about this and help get the word out for what exactly this is for people who haven't heard about this initiative.
So Grow a Row was an initiative we started last year. It's encouraging local growers and gardeners to donate a portion of their garden bounty to the Olive Tree. They are an organization that does super great work within our community, and they can accept fresh food donations. So not only does it offset their community meals, but they also can put it into food hampers for seniors and different families around the community as well. So it's a huge way to benefit the Olive Tree and local growers as well, who might have, an overwhelming amount of something in their garden. And it gives a great way to use up that fresh produce as well.
And can you kind of explain of what really inspired this initiative for Home Hardware and the Olive Tree and how it kind of came up last year to kind of start this?
So we have a tremendous amount of community support around Lloydminster, which is absolutely fantastic. And we have a great number of growers, and it's fun to see them come into the store and get their garden supplies and get excited about seeds and stuff. And then you get to a stage like right now where, you might have an overwhelming amount of zucchini or tons of beets. So it's just a great way for community members to make sure that isn't going to waste and it's getting to people who can use it.
Mm-hmm. And can you kind of expand on what this produce exactly helps with for the Olive Tree and why you're encouraging residents to donate this kind of product, and just for people that may not be aware of what the Olive Tree really uses all this produce for?
So, everyone realizes their grocery bills are going up. So by doing this, it's a great way to offset some of their grocery bills. It goes to their fresh food, like to their community meals. so they can use whatever is donated in their meals. They also make up food hampers for seniors, and they get distributed throughout the community. So it's just a great way to offset their grocery bills a little bit and provide a community service. And it's a great way for gardeners to make sure nothing's going to waste too.
And now with it being the second year now for this Grow a Row initiative, have you been seeing some strong support last year from gardeners and residents here in the border city?
We had a great amount of donations last year. So last year we did a little bit more social media focused with it. This year we've expanded it to just ballots. So when you drop off your donations at the olive tree, you'll receive a ballot, and you can use that to enter into a draw for the $100 gift card provided by Home Hardware. The other amazing thing about that part is there's no limit to how many times you donate. So if you have beets that are producing right now, you can donate beets. And then in a month, when you have lots of potatoes, you can take your potatoes or onions in, whatever you're harvesting at that time.
Oh, that's really great to hear. Residents here really like to show out when it comes to these type of initiatives. So that's really awesome to hear. Now, for people wanting to know for more info and more on what they need to do exactly for this initiative, where can they go online to look?
Sure, they can check out our social media. Our Facebook and Instagram pages have different posts about it. They can also check out the Olive Tree's social media as well and see the amazing programs that they offer. Their website is also a fantastic resource to see how these donations are being utilized.
And lastly, I kind of want to ask if there is a deadline for when they can bring in these produce for the olive tree for the donations and when the draw officially is.
So we'll probably do the draw in October. So donations can be made through September just to hit everyone who's harvesting their gardens at the different stages when all the crops are ready. And donations are open now. Like, people can start donating today if they want.
Perfect, Laura. I'm really glad we were able to speak on this and help get the word out for the second annual Grow a Row initiative. And is there anything else you want to add on for people to know about that I may have missed out on?
It's a fantastic initiative. We would love to see people still tagging us on social media if you want to. Hashtag Grow a Row YLL or Home Hardware Lloyd as well. We'd love to see pictures of your family and the donations you're making there. But again, it's not necessary to enter into the draw.
Thanks again so much for joining us today, Laura.
No problem. Thank you.